In this ArcMap demonstration, we're going to show how to open an attribute table and then how to select records from within it. So if we go to the table contents here, we right mouse click on one of the layers and choose Open Attribute Table. The table then opens up. You can move it around, you can park it. You can choose this area at the bottom here. I can grab the top of it by clicking on it and drag it and park it in a different one of the other areas. So there's different ways you can park it. You can have it auto hide for you and then come down here and it'll open up. But we're going to just, we'll take it off auto hide and then we're going to drag it back so it's floating and we'll leave it there. Alright, so once it's open, you can then select different records from within the database. So let's say I wanted to look up land or stand number 243 and I wanted to know where it was. So if I click it over here, left mouse click, it becomes highlighted, and at the same time it will become highlighted on the map beneath. And you can see that it's highlighted up in the corner here. If you want to select more than one record at a time, you can hold down the control key and it'll allow you to select more than one polygon, and you can see as I select them they become highlighted on the map as well. You can also use the shift key if you want to select a number of records that are sequential, one right after the other in the list. So I got the shift key down now, I'll click down here and it selects all those records in between the two mouse clicks. I can then go back to using the control key and add individual polygons that I select. Down here I can choose to show only the selected records in the table, so now only those records that are selected are being shown, or I can choose to show them all. Now if I want to clear my selection, I can come and do it by clicking the button here, or I can come up to selection and choose clear selected features. Either one will work, and now no records are selected. I can select records from within the map instead of from the table. So right now it's set to select by rectangle. I'll click that tool and I can click on an individual polygon, become selected, and then select a different one. I can hold down the shift key and select more than one. And now if I click show select records, you'll see that the records I've been selecting here in the map are becoming selected in the table below as well. I've been clicking on individual polygons, but I can create a box by left mouse clicking and dragging, and it'll select all the polygons in this layer that were touched by that rectangle I drew. I can come over here and choose to select by a polygon, so I can come here and draw a polygon, and anything that comes in contact with that polygon will be selected. Just double click at the end to finish that polygon I drew, or we can select by lasso. Right, so I can, whoops, alright, didn't draw a very good lasso. I can hold down the left mouse key and draw a lasso, and then everything that was touching that becomes selected. I can also select by circle or select by line. If I choose a line, I can draw a line that zigzags around and just double click the end, and anything that was contacting that line will be selected. Okay, we're just going to clear selection again. Now you can adjust what layers are selectable by coming up to this icon here in the table of contents, and it'll show which layers are currently selectable. The ones that can be selectable are union, polygon, and the point layers. These other ones currently are not selectable. We're going to switch back to the rectangle tool, and if I create a selection here, you'll see that I now have 82 records selected in that one layer, none in this one. Alright, we're going to come over here. I'm going to click some of these and make them selectable just by clicking this icon here. You can then make them unselectable by clicking that icon again, and then we go into non-selectable list. I'm going to go back to list by drawing, and I'm going to turn on photo point. No, it was point. Alright, then I'll go back to my selectable list, and you can see my point is selectable, but no select features are selected in there. Right now, I'll make my selection. Now, it should have selected some of those points as well, but let's just clear selection and try again. Okay, now pause the recording to figure out what was wrong. Well, I have the wrong layer set. These are point. So I'll make them selectable, and now you'll see that both layers will have features selected in them. Okay, so you see some points are selected. It's telling me that there's 10 of them selected, and there's 18 polygons selected. Okay, so we'll go back, change that back to just a normal table of contents. We'll clear selections, and the last thing I'll show you is under selection here, you can change your interactive selection method. Right now, by default, it's set to create new selection. You could have add the current selection, so that if you make a selection and you make another one, it'll just keep on adding more to the original selection. Or you can also choose to remove from your current selection or to select from the current selection. So there are some options there if you ever need to use them. Most of the time, just setting to create new selection is how we'll be working. And that's it for today.